Let me create a person class here with some basic person properties like name and address. Now let me create a delegate which will take an instance of this person class and it will return some boolean type results. So let me create an instance of this starts with delegate in my main method and attach it with a named function called person name starts with J, which will simply just check whether a name starts with J or not. So let me create a person instance here and call this delegate with that person instance. So if I run this application, you will see that it returns a true result since John starts with the character J. Similarly, I can create another class called employee and use this delegate for this employee instance. So all I have to do is to make this delegate a generic type. So here I am saying that the input parameters are generic. Also, I have to modify this code and pass the person type from here, and I can create another instance which will pass the employee type from here, and the delegate instance will be named ESW. But this name function won't work since it is taking an instance of a person rather than an instance of an employee. So let's say this employee class extends from this person class. So in this case, the person is a parent of this employee and my function will work. And that is because contravariance in delegates. So I can simply define a less derived type as a parameter and I can utilize this named function for both of my person and employee class. So if I create a new instance of employee and execute this ESW delegate by passing this employee instance from here, let me just change the name from John to Don and it will work for both, and for the first delegate it will return true and for the second it will return false. Here I have defined a new delegate here which will take a string type parameter and it will return a person instance by setting the parameter to my name property of my person. So if I execute this delegate instance called creator by passing in a person name, it will create a new instance of person by setting in the name with this Jane string. So the person name will be Jane. Now if I want to use this same delegate for this employee instance so that it can create an employee instance for me, I can simply make it a generic type, and in this case I'm saying that the return type is a generic type. So let me create a second instance here for this employee and name it create or2, and let me attach the same function here which is create, but it won't work since it is returning an instance of a person. But if I change it to return an instance of an employee, both of my delegate will work, and it is called covariance since I am returning a more derived type from my delegate, and in this case my more derived type is an employee. I should be able to implicitly cast the person starts with delegate to an instance of employee starts with delegate, and should be able to cast a employee creator delegate to an instance of person creator delegate. So for the first one, all I have to do is to define a generic modifier which is a in, and for the second one I'll have to use a out type generic modifier. So if you notice for the already defined delegate in the framework which is a func, we have both in and out generic modifiers so that we can implicitly convert one delegate to another one.